People are saying Lincoln Riley might go to the Cowboys. It would really just be another Jason Garrett situation, but I'll wait till Pete comes back next year to talk about that. By the way, so it's going to play quick game of okay, so Robert Griffin III, a.k.a. RG3, starting Week 17 versus the Steelers as Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, and Mark Ingram are all going to be resting up. And there's some wounds, some injuries, and they've already locked up the number 1 seed. So I personally think it's fantastic. And hopefully RG3 beats the Steelers decisively and knocks them out of the playoffs. Because I hate the Steelers. I am a Raiders fan, but I will always hate the Steelers. There's just no love there whatsoever. Also, yeah, we already talked about it, but J.J. Watt is back from IR. Now, that was actually probably one of the shortest Taker tangents.
That was actually the shortest Taker tangent.
Like, on record.
On record, history before the decade ended. Kenny did the shortest Taker tangent.
Yep, and setting a record. Might as well. Last episode of the year. And honestly, there's probably about a 2-minute timer on my voice right now. Mm-hmm. Terrible. Pete's just going to give me shit forever about this. So, Terrell Suggs got picked up by the Kansas City Chiefs on waivers. I'm going to say it's a touchdown for their pass rush because I think they run a 4-3. And he was the 4-3 in coming out of Arizona State. So he really wanted to go back to the Ravens, but I mean they didn't really put in a waiver request because they were last on the list. So they didn't even think they were going to get a chance to get him because he got put on waivers by Arizona. And yeah, so now he plays for the Chiefs. I think he's wearing, I forget what number he's wearing. I don't think it's 55 though. But Terrell Suggs on the Chiefs just is kind of gross. But whatever. Also, yeah, the Ravens are kidding. The Ravens are sitting a bunch of their starters against the Steelers. And honestly, just for the sake of a rivalry game, it's weird. I think it's still going to be intense because the Steelers have a great defense. But I kind of hope the Ravens don't just treat this as a throwaway game because you don't ever want to see the Steelers 3 times in 1 year. I remember when you just don't want that problem. In the AFC North, the Steelers have bumped people out of the playoffs after seeing somebody 3 times. Even if they lost during the regular season, you just don't want that. DeMarcus Lawrence said after a loss, yet another loss to the Eagles, which probably might knock them out of the playoffs, describing the Cowboys season, talent without direction is nothing. And he's right, which is probably a shot at Jason Garrett. I honestly think Ron Rivera might be the next guy to come in just so he can solely focus on the defense, and Jerry can pretty much be a de facto offensive coordinator because Jerry's never letting go of the Cowboys. It's just not happening. But speaking of other Cowboys news, by the way, yeah, I said that was, as far as what DeMarcus Lawrence said, that's pretty much a touchdown. And it's sad. They might lose Dak Prescott, too, if Jerry doesn't pay him. And Amari Cooper. But anyway, Landon Vander Esch, former first-round pick for the Cowboys out of Boise State, who got killed by Washington in their bowl game. He's trying to play with spinal stenosis. Same thing that former wrestler Edge had, which forced him to retire. Same thing that Hall of Fame receiver and former Cowboy Michael Irvin had, which forced him to retire. Leighton Vander Esch, pretty much he's getting a minimally invasive nerve surgery done to where he should be able to play with spinal stenosis. He's had it since he was a child. And I'm going to say it's a turnover. Like, I get they want him to play. Honestly, all three of the Cowboys linebackers have like incredibly insane injury histories. Jalen Smith had his knee destroyed coming out of college. Sean Lee's been injured for like 7 years. And now Van Der Esch. Like, when they're all healthy, yeah, it's probably the best linebacking core in the league. But they all have some type of injury. I mean, Smith is the healthiest one right now. But when it comes to Van Der Esch, it's kind of sad because he's such a great player. And hopefully the spinal stenosis works out. But it's just a turnover for their whole linebacker situation because they all have injury problems. Okay, now on to some good news of the week. I just wanted to hit that button one more time. So, Mathew Stafford and his wife went to, and his wife Kelly went to some kids' houses to play Madden with the kids. The two boys lost their father, and Mathew Stafford and Kelly, the video is like really heartwarming. Comes in with them, plays Madden with the kids, made their Christmas really great. And Mathew Stafford has broken bones in his back from injuries he had with the Lions this year. He's on IR. This is the most time he's missed in his career. And his wife, Kelly, had a non-cancerous brain tumor removed earlier this year. And there's a whole story on that. And the fact that they, paid it forward and made these kids' Christmas better, their year better, that's really dope. So that's some great news. Some more great news. Cowboys tackle La'el Collins bought his mother a house. Anytime you buy your mother a house, it's just a special feeling. It's really dope. And for a guy who had his draft stock ruined by a fake rape allegation and fell all the way to the 7th round, I think. That's, no, I don't think he got drafted. I think he went totally undrafted. He was supposed to be a first-round pick and totally fell. Congrats to La'el Collins. So, happy for him. Yeah. Antonio Brown's in therapy, losing his damn mind. His dad said he's in a dark place. He came out with a rap video that was just unbearable. Whole lot of money with a bunch of white girls in it. No white girls 2020, I'm confused. But whatever. So we're just going to get straight to the unnecessary toughness rant. You want to go first, Serve?
Sure. Is it like a reflection of the decade? I don't know how to do this.
I mean, yeah. The decade, the year, everything, I guess.
I mean, when the decade started, I was 7.
Wait, what?
When the decade started, I was 6 going on 7, actually, yes. No. Yeah.
That was 10 years. You're not 17 right now.
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
No, I'm saying, no, I'm sorry.
High?
Oh, I'm thinking 2000. We 2010.
Yes, 20 years ago.
I am high as fuck. I don't know why I'm thinking like
I was 7 too.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so
10 years ago, 2010
to
2019.
Okay, 2010. I was. I'm sorry. Shut up. I was a senior in high school. Well, shit, still feels the same. 17. Shit.
Nah, that's 20 years.
Leave me alone, y'all. I was high. I'm high.
Wow.
Anyways, so yeah.
Oh my god.
God. I know Pete is gonna roast me coming back.
20 years?
Oh, leave me alone. Anyway, so 2010, I was 16 going on 17, going into my senior year.
Oh my god.
So naive, so young. And here I am, 26 years old. Slightly still naive, but I've learned a lot within the past 10 years.
That was rich.
It was a lot of trial and tribulations. A lot of sad things happened this decade. A lot of good things happened as well. It's just interesting. I guess what's most interesting to say about this decade, and I know it's going to be like super random, but I think the advancement of technology and how how far we've came, and how, like I said, like how fast everything has developed, and they have these new iPhone, like everything is new. They have all these new specs, all these new things when it comes to everyone's device, and it's just trippy because I remember, being in 2010, and it was like having a sidekick. You were the shit, and now here we are. iPhone 11 is about to come out, and wireless earphones and hands-free everything, and you could do anything with a touch of the button. So it's just interesting to see, and I've also gained a lot of new connections and friendships, and obviously Touchdowns to Tangents is one of them, which I'm very thankful for. I met them, early this year, and I've came so far. I still have so much more to learn and so much more to do. So I just wanted to shout out Pete and Kenny. I appreciate you guys for still having me on here, even though I came from intern serve to social media serve to the Fed serve to ref serve. I have all these titles, but I wear it with pride.
Still might be a Fed. It's okay.
It's okay. I might got wires on me right now. Who knows? But you guys are dope. I appreciate it. You guys for real taught me a lot. You gave me a lot of confidence and a lot of just a lot of drive, and just seeing how you guys work, and hearing people talk about where you guys came from and listen to you guys' story. It's pretty dope to know that you guys are like, one of the pioneers to set these things, especially for Good News. A shout out to Good News. You guys are dope as fuck. But it's just dope that you guys were, one of the OGs, and here I am tagging along with the OGs. So I appreciate y'all. And yeah, we're going to come into 2020 vision, new things, good things. For all the audience out there and the listeners out there, appreciate y'all. Yeah, here we are gonna come in 2020 with better things and not leave that shit behind us. That weak shit. Ow.
Dope. Okay. Now to make some people cry.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, like if you'd have told me I'd be in a studio doing a radio show 160 episodes deep. I mean, there's some that we don't count as canon, so technically we've done probably over 160 officially for Touchdowns and Tangents, but I think this goes down to like 156. But like if you'd have told me I have a radio show, be creating content on my own every week when I was a senior in high school, fresh off an injury, fresh off just wanting to be done with high school because I hated everybody and I was hooked on painkillers and living in motel rooms and all types of foul shit, like just dealing with a lot. And he told me I would end up being a college graduate, overcoming a lot of odds, a lot of pain and heartache. I probably wouldn't have believed you. Or at least it would be in the back of my mind. But I can honestly say, from sitting in a motel room the night after grad night, looking up at the fan at like 7 in the morning, asking myself, what the fuck am I going to do with my life? And 10 years later to figure that out, to answer that question, and peace out, sir. Have a happy new year. To figure that out and to make something of myself. Damn, that was a loud ass screech. To make something of myself in these past 10 years and do everything that I've done. I'm thankful and I'm blessed. I'm thankful I have people like Pete who push me to be better and pushing me to get out and do more things. Because Pete, Mancini, Andrew, Ryan, Daisy, a bunch of people, a handful of people. Jordan, Raul, Brandon, a lot of cats, homie Eric. It's a lot of people who, when I was going through a really dark time at CSUN, like, they held me down. They